My child, do you feel the weight of these final moments? The hourglass is nearly empty, and the universe holds its breath. What I have promised cannot wait another second. Every silent tear you shed has summoned this very instant. Either turn away now and remain in shadows, or lean in fully, for in the next heartbeat, your destiny will ignite. Hurry, for the unveiling is at your door, and once it begins, there will be no turning back. My eyes never left you, not for a single heartbeat. You once believed yourself alone in life's storm, that your cries dissolved into a cold void. But no, every tear you shed, even in silence, rose like sweet incense before me. They were not invisible, they were not forgotten. Each sigh you breathed stirred my heart. Every time you knelt in brokenness, my spirit trembled like the first breeze that touches a still lake. Now, my child, incline your heart to listen, not with mortal ears, but with the heart that has borne many wounds. Open yourself like parched earth awaiting the first rain, for I am about to speak, not with echoes from a high mountain, nor from the pages of ancient scrolls, but with a whisper from the very center of your soul. The call you've sensed in fragmented dreams, in rare moments of peace amid chaos. That call is mine. O child, a sacred moment is drawing nearer than ever before, a moment for which the entire universe holds its breath. Heaven and earth stand still, awaiting the holy unveiling. I do not speak in vain. Every word from me, like a spring seed, is sown with intention, and none returns to me without bearing fruit. I have promised, and that promise is about to be fulfilled. No force, no circumstance, no sorrow can delay it any longer. I have watched over you as a devoted gardener guards tender shoots. I have pruned away the dry branches of pride. I have watered you with patience when your soul felt withered by despair. I have shaded you with my hand when the light of your life was obscured by clouds, and when you wandered through long, endless nights where only echoes of fear remained. I was there still, like a candle burning quietly, never extinguished. Do you know why I care for you this way? Because you are not a faint, nameless soul among billions. You are part of me, flesh of my eternal love. Not a day passes that I forget you. Not a moment escapes in which I neglect the purpose I planted within your life. And now, my precious one, the moment when your eyes will behold what I have long promised is near. I will wait no longer. The waiting has reached its limit. Just as a seed buried too long must break the earth, just as the first wind of this season must carry new leaves, so too must the extraordinary work I am about to do come forth. And you, not another, not a distant tale, you who have wept, who have doubted, who have fallen, will witness my hand move. Perhaps you have thought, I am not worthy. Perhaps you have feared that you've strayed too far from my light, done too much wrong. But my love is not measured by merit, nor weighed against sin. It is measured by unchanging persistence. When you are weak, I am strong for you. When you have no words at all, I still understand your heart. Do not hesitate any longer. Do not hide your wounds, for it is precisely in those places where you were most deeply hurt that I will place my eternal mark. Where you once wept, you will sing. Where there was darkness, I will cause light to rise, unstoppable and overflowing. O child, rise now. Prepare your heart like a bride preparing for her wedding day. I am drawing near, not in wrath, but in a love fiercer than any flame. I come not with harsh judgment, but with arms wider than the ocean. The extraordinary work I am about to do is not to overwhelm, but to heal. Not to instill fear, but to remind you, you are part of a grand design. I have never forgotten. Life may have swept you away, people may have forgotten your name, but I never have. Keep these words close to your heart as you would a precious jewel. I have heard you, I have seen you, and I am about to act. Do not lose hope. Do not let your heart grow cold, for the great thing is near. And you will not merely be a witness. You will be chosen, brought into brilliant light, called out of shadows, entrusted with an eternal purpose. Be ready, for I am coming, and I do not come empty-handed. And my beloved child, listen now with all the attentiveness of your soul. For the words I speak are no longer metaphor or hint. These words are not for the indifferent, not for ears that hear but do not understand, nor eyes that see but do not perceive. They are set apart for you, the one who sought me not in calm days, but in the darkest hours of your life. Do you know this? The time you live in is like the final grains of sand slipping through the narrow neck of an ancient hourglass. Each falls decisively, irreversibly. What remains is not much, and when the last grain touches the bottom, what has long been concealed, sealed in silence and waiting, will be unveiled. No more delay, hesitation, or distance between promise and fulfillment. I have seen you through sleepless nights, not out of pleasure, but because your soul ached with a longing this world could never satisfy. In the still dark room, when everything was silent and you no longer knew what to pray, I was there when your lips whispered my name between broken breaths. When your heart beat as if shattering, I listened. Not from afar, but from near. So near each sob touched my heart. No one else saw that. No one else knows what you've endured. But I know. And because of that, because you sought me in truth, without pretending, without masks, without hiding, I will no longer speak in veiled language. I will open my mouth, and my word will be like fire, consuming every mist of doubt. The truth I proclaim will shine like dawn, breaking the night. What was unclear will be made plain. What you thought was lost will be restored. O child, not everyone hears me as clearly as you will. But that is no accident. It is the reward for your quiet faithfulness. You did not seek me like one chasing fleeting pleasures. You did not come to me with hands only to take, but with a heart hungry for truth. And I, who never ignore the sincere, will now answer you openly, unmistakably, and with great power. The years of waiting, which sometimes felt meaningless, will now be woven into a completed tapestry. The painful moments when you asked why will become firm stones on which the temple of my presence in your life is built. Every pain, every disappointment, every tear will no longer be meaningless. They are the price for the glory you are about to enter. Open your heart wide. Hold back no fear. For when I speak, nothing can stop what I have ordained. The door I open, no one can shut. The truths I reveal will not just transform your thinking, they will reshape your future. I do not merely want you to hear. I want you to walk in the deep knowledge that you are living in a sacred moment, a time when heaven and earth touch. You once believed my silence was distance, but no, it was preparation. I remained silent so your heart could grow in faith. I hid myself so your love for me would not be rooted merely in fleeting emotion, but in a commitment engraved deep within your soul. And now, as the time has reached its fullness, I no longer conceal my face. I will speak, and you will recognize my voice among 10,000 sounds. The very voice that once led your forefathers through the wilderness, that called prophets to rise amid rebellious people, that awakened the dead and calmed the storm. This voice will now speak to you, not through intermediaries or symbols, but from the one who loves you with unchanging love. You will witness wonders, yet they will not feel foreign. For you have known me, and I have known you. Revelation does not come to overwhelm, but to lift you into the place I have long prepared for you, as a companion, as an heir to an unshakable kingdom. So stand firm. Do not be afraid. Be ready to receive what I will speak, for it will flow like a river into barren land. It will refresh places you thought were dead. It will revive dreams you once buried. And above all, it will lead you into a new season, not one of groping in darkness, but of walking in light, clarity, certainty, and life. I am speaking and you are listening. Something great is beginning, and you, my beloved child, are a part of it. My beloved child, prepare your soul as one who stands before a volcano about to erupt, as a traveler nearing the promised land that ancestors only dreamed of. For what I am about to do, O child, is beyond anything the human mind has conceived. No intellect has ever imagined it. No prophecy has ever touched the borders of the splendor I will reveal. This is not proclaimed in streets, nor echoed in fiery debates. It does not come from well-crafted curriculums, nor is it explained in sterile diagrams. For this is not of logic, nor born of mortal wisdom. It is spoken, conceived, and released directly from my throne of glory, where the cosmos bows and every power trembles. I, the self-existent and eternal one, Lord of hosts, who declared, "Let there be light," and caused the first dawn to rise from nothingness. Yes, I will stretch out my hand once more, but not as in the tales you've heard, not as recorded in ancient texts, not as history has etched. This time I will do a new thing, something never before seen since the beginning, when chaos was ordered under my command. Do not think I repeat myself as though bound by my past. No, I am the Creator, unceasing in novelty, ever revealing new depths of love, power, and righteousness. I am not only the one who has done, but the one who is doing and will continue to do in ways no one can foresee. O child, the wonder about to unfold is not for display, not to gratify curiosity, nor to stun human minds. It comes to prove I am faithful, the one who keeps covenant, fulfills promises beyond every expectation, beyond every prayer. You will see it with your own eyes, not as a bystander, but as a living witness. Your eyes will widen in awe, but your heart will know this was always hidden deep in the womb of time, waiting for fullness to emerge. And when that day comes, you will never forget. You cannot forget. It will be like a seal upon your soul, a sacred relic etched into eternal memory. You will remember that day not only with your mind, but with your very life. Everything within you will be changed. The way you see, speak, even love. Everything will be reshaped by that divine encounter. Nothing will draw you back to what once was. Nothing from the past can bind you after your eyes have seen the glory I reveal. Do not fear, my child. Do not let the greatness of what I declare cause you to shrink back. For I do not come with force but invitation. I do not send a storm to sweep you away, but a gentle wind to lift you up. What I am doing, though beyond understanding, is not beyond your heart if you open it. Prepare yourself like a farmer waiting for rain after a long drought. Stand firm like a soldier who knows victory is at hand. Wait with joy like a child awaiting their father's return, arms full of gifts. For what I will do will touch every cell of your soul, and nothing will remain the same. Do not heed voices of doubt. Do not let headlines, numbers, or repetitive commentary pull you away from what I am doing. This revelation is not born of logic, but of love. A love stronger than death, more enduring than mountains, deeper than oceans, faster than space between stars. When that day comes, when I act in ways never before seen, you will know not a single moment of your life was wasted. No waiting season was in vain. All of it has led you here to behold my glory with your own eyes and live as a witness to the extraordinary. You will not only see the miracle, you will become part of it. Through you, others will have their eyes opened. You will testify not with formulaic words but through transformation within you. Those who hear you will know truly, I am the living one, still moving and never ceasing to love. O my child, be ready, for what is coming is from me alone, and it is near, so very near. My beloved child, do you not know even now heaven itself holds its breath in reverence never before known? Not out of fear, but sacred awe, for the moment I appointed is drawing near. The heavens, where light never fades, where praise echoes eternally, are now silent like a holy choir awaiting the first downbeat from the great conductor's hand. All of heaven, every unseen power, every angel in the glorious host is in place, eyes fixed upon my throne, awaiting a single nod, one word from my lips, and they will move at once. Can you imagine it? Angels do not act on feeling nor move on impulse. They respond only when I speak. And now they stand still, wings folded, hands gripping flaming swords, awaiting a command. What is about to take place is no small event. It is a turning of heaven and earth, a moment of destiny, an hour that will shift history. And you, my beloved, are the chosen witness. Meanwhile, beneath your feet, this earth groans, not merely from environmental wounds or clashing nations, but from a sacred pain, the ache of evil reaching its peak and the cry of the righteous rising to heaven's heights. There are cries never spoken aloud, yet resound within me. The sighs of those who've endured in faith, the pleas of the faithful under pressure so intense it threatened to break them, even your silent sobs. I have heard them all. No tear, my child, is ever wasted before me. They do not fall and vanish like morning dew. I have gathered each as a jeweler collects precious gems. Each tear is a reminder of what you endured, for my name, for righteousness, for hope in something greater. Not a drop is lost. I remember them all, not to torment you, but to prove I never forget what is offered in love and faith. Not only your tears, but your prayers, whether shouted aloud or whispered faintly, when life seemed drained, I have heard and kept. Sometimes your only prayer was the cry of my name, but in it was an ocean of despair, hope, and longing. I have listened to all. Not a word escapes my notice. You don't need perfect words, only a true heart turned to me. And this you have done with a sincerity more precious than gold. Now I declare, the silence is temporary. The waiting will not last forever. I have heard, I have seen, and I will answer. Heavens align. Angels take their positions. The wheels of the unseen realm begin to turn. The moment I move, not to warn but to deliver, is closer than ever. You are not forgotten. You are never overlooked among the multitudes. Your faintest whisper has stirred heaven into motion. I do not measure faithfulness by volume, but by perseverance in silence. And you, my beloved child, have been faithful in the quiet. Stand firm. Guard your heart. Do not let the world's voices, mockery, cynicism, indifference, drown the eternal voice within you. What you offered, I will return in unimaginable ways. When that moment comes, you will know beyond doubt I am the one who saw, who heard, and never remained silent without purpose. My precious child, in the very place you were weakest, where you collapsed, where your tears soaked the earth, I will cause new life to rise. There I will do a marvelous work, silencing mockers and turning back those who turned away in disbelief. I am not only healer, I am renewer. I do not recreate in old forms. I bring into being what never existed. What died in you, your dreams, faith, love, calling, I will call back to life. Just as I called Lazarus from the tomb, it will live. Live with strength, bearing not the mark of failure, but light of glory. Do not let weariness numb your heart. I know how it erodes hope like waves wear stone. I know days you wake with no expectation, but on those barren days your roots of faith grow deepest in the soil I prepared. When you think you retreat, I draw you closer to your destination. When you feel my silence, I initiate a great unseen movement, not yet visible, but felt by the righteous in every heartbeat. I never cease working. I only wait for perfect time, and now that time is near, not tomorrow but now, at your doorstep. Be courageous. Step into what has never been seen. Bring no doubt, no old fears. Bring only the faith that held you upright through storms. That faith is what I cherish. For that faith, you will witness wonders. You will stand in the midst of heaven and earth shifting, and you will know undeniably you have lived to see my promise fulfilled. My child, the heavens are about to open. I am speaking, and I will act. Glory is coming, and it will begin in a place you never expected, from the very depths of your being once thought barren. Be ready, for it is coming, and no one and nothing can stop it. My beloved one, from the beginning I have been patient, not from weakness, but because my mercy exceeds wrath. I have endured, held back, waited for hearts to return, waited for repentance to rise like shoots in a desert. I did not act hastily, longing for grace to be complete. Every day of delay was love speaking, mercy embracing those I formed. But now, that moment of delay for love's sake is closing. Not because kindness is gone, but because justice must speak. Holiness no longer mocked, and prayers answered. The cup is full, not only of evil but suffering, prayer, long oppressed cries for justice. The scroll sealed long ago is ready to be opened, every word soaked in truth and destiny. When I speak, my voice will echo in hearts of those who fear me, shaking earth's foundations like thunder splitting sky. My word will break silence. What was hidden in hypocrisy will be exposed in righteousness's light. Nothing remains concealed under my gaze. No wall, stone, or lies can stop what I am about to do. No enemy scheme, no matter how cloaked in power or darkness, can delay my purpose. Know this: no power on earth or hell can hinder my hand once I have decided to act. When I rise, who can make me sit? When I move, who dares block my path? The enemy may roar, set traps, assemble armies, but all vanish like smoke before wind. Truth will rise like sun. No one can stop its light. My beloved child, when I act, I divide light from darkness, truth from falsehood, faithfulness from deceit. What was once despised I will lift. Those steadfast in silence will be honored openly. No act of righteousness forgotten. No evil can hide forever. I will move like mighty wind, fire through dry forest. But you who kept your heart pure will be sheltered beneath my wings' shadow. While men's thrones tremble, powers thought untouchable bow, you will stand firm, not built on sand, but on my unchanging word. Receive what comes not with fear, but holy reverence, for you are part of this grand design. When my voice resounds, it will call the dead to life. Awaken slumbering souls, open the way for a new season where grace and righteousness walk side by side. You will see what never before was seen, hear what never before was heard. No mysteries faintly stirring in your spirit. Do not doubt. Do not turn back. Be steadfast. Step forward, for this is my time, and I have chosen you to witness the glory about to unfold. Therefore, my child, prepare, not with fear, but as one chosen. Keep your heart steadfast, eyes lifted, hands holding fast to faith. When the winds of heaven rise, when my voice thunders, you will not be swept away. You will be lifted up. While the world trembles, your heart is secure. For you know to whom you belong, the one who does not speak in vain, who is not slow as man counts slowness. I have come, I am coming, and I am about to do what causes heaven and earth to bow in awe. My beloved child, when I come, I do not come merely to judge by cold law's scales. I do not only pronounce sentence or slam mercy's door. No, I come with a deeper purpose, to reveal, make hidden things known, uncover what mankind has long concealed. I will shine my light into the deepest, darkest corners of human hearts, where true intentions hide behind facades, motives painted over false kindness. I come to divide, not with hate like the world, but by holiness, clearly separating light from darkness, truth from lies, sincerity from hypocrisy. What was cloaked in religious garments, words seeming righteous but laced with manipulation, deeds appearing noble but fueled by pride, all will be laid bare. No hiding place for deception, no refuge for pretense. I will not allow truth to be distorted one more day. I will overturn thrones built on sand of fame and power. What world once praised as success, I will bring down. For I do not see as man sees. I do not measure souls by applause, spotlights, or crowd praise. On the contrary, what world despised? A faithful heart in silence, a soul weeping unseen prayers, a loving heart asking nothing in return. These are treasures to me, and now I will lift these forgotten treasures. Bring to light what world never noticed. The last will be first, and the proud first will be pushed back. This is not just a shift in circumstances, not just a breeze or chapter. This is a revelation, a tearing open of the veil between heaven and earth so my true light pours in. This revelation is not gentle like dew. It will shake, but is necessary, for without exposure there can be no healing. Without unveiling, no freedom. Without true light, man lives in shadows of illusion and falsehood. And my light, O child, is not like the world's artificial light. It does not merely shine on surface, but pierces to the core. It penetrates every veil, the mist of prejudice, disguise of culture, heavy cloak of fear and silence. No veil too thick for my light, no soul too dark to illuminate. When that light comes, you will see more clearly than ever who is who, what is real, what only a beautiful shell. Do not fear that light, even if it exposes parts you never dared face. Remember, I do not expose to shame, but to save. I reveal to heal. I bring you into light, not to disgrace, but to cleanse and give freedom darkness never offered. So when my light comes like noonday sun, do not run. Open your heart wide, let me shine. Let me separate what to hold from what to release. When the revelation is complete, when the final mask falls, you will stand not in fear, but in deep relief. No longer hidden, no longer suffocating, no longer under layers, but your true self in the presence of the one who made, knows, and loves you to the end. This is the season of renewal. But before I build, I must tear down. Before I fill, I must cleanse. Before I restore, I must reveal. And in that revelation, I will make way for what never was, a life no longer tied to darkness, but fully lived in truth, light, and unfailing love. Do not fear. Let my light shine. It is the beginning of all that is eternal. My beloved child, keep your heart steadfast. Do not let present darkness make you forget the light drawing near. I know the pain intensifies. Like a mother in labor, the earth groans and trembles, writhing in agony no words can capture. But like that mother, understand this pain is not death, but birth. What will be revealed, what stirs in the world's womb, is something never seen before. When born, joy will flood so mightily, the pain will feel like a moment. Fractures will give way to songs, tears to laughter. Your broken heart will beat again with a new rhythm, the rhythm of resurrected life. Do not let pain make you doubt. Do not mistake groaning for the end. No, child, this is the beginning of an age I ordained before time's foundations, the beginning of a sweeping purification where no place remains for hypocrisy, only truth refined like gold through fire, the beginning of a kingdom unshakable, a kingdom where I am king, not just in writing, not just in prayers, but in tangible power among humanity. I come not only to rescue from danger, not just to pull from deep waters, but to reign openly, to place my throne not only in believers' hearts, but amidst nations at history's crossroads. I come not only to wipe tears, but to confront every cause that made them fall. I do not hide justice behind mercy's cloak. I bring both. Love and justice will walk side by side like mighty rivers flooding lands cracked by injustice, exploitation, and forgotten cries. Know this, I overlook nothing. Not a drop of blood unjustly shed is missed. No cry swallowed into void. No wound trivial in my eyes. I will demand justice, not by men's standards, but by Almighty's hand. Blood spilled will be answered. No oppression unchallenged. No murder unjudged. I weigh every sin with perfect righteousness. Where blood-stained ground I place my hand, not only to cleanse but establish new, to raise what is right. I am the one who hears righteous when no words remain to pray. I see all, even when no one watches. I am life giver and judge of all. Yet in all I do, love is my root. Even in judgment, mercy is near. Even in discipline, ultimate aim is restoration. For I did not come to destroy. I came to build, reestablish, bring light to places long lost in shadow. My child, now stand in faith. Do not waver. Though what you see seems chaotic like the very end, know I arranged the battlefield. I set all things back in order. You who waited patiently, held fast to faith when others let go, you will see righteousness rise like dawn breaking night. You will see me not only as one who walks with you in trouble, but true king in restoration time. Keep trusting, dear one, for the day is near when you will understand why I waited, why I was silent, why I moved at the appointed time, the moment every eye opens and every heart bows low. On that day, no fear remains. You see me not only as deliverer, but as ruler, defender, righteous one forevermore. My beloved child, do you remember those times when you felt at rock bottom, when strength was gone, no one left to cling to, no words to pray, no hope to soothe? Yet somehow you stood, you walked on, you opened your eyes the next day, reached out with trembling faith. Do you know that hidden source of strength was me? I silently carried you over every steep. I was the fragile breeze, the wordless breath, the unseen support never leaving your side, not for a moment. When hope vanished, when future looked like impenetrable fog, a flicker of light glowed within, a whisper saying, "It's not over yet." That was not coincidence, not mere comfort. That was me reminding you through the very light of life I placed in you from the beginning. When no one understood, no one stayed, you continued. You walked, you believed, you breathed. Because of me, who walks with you, even when you cannot feel me, I do not watch from afar. I walk beside you, counting every step, wiping every tear, catching you when you nearly fall. I have never and will never abandon you. Even when you doubt, even when you forget, as life sweeps you away, I remain. Not because you are always strong, but because you are often weak. And for that, I draw nearer. My love is not shaken by your deeds. It is anchored in the eternal promise I etched in my heart. What I began in you, those dreams, soul callings, visions you cradled, I will complete. Not by your strength, but mine. Not on your timeline, but the time I ordained. Now, my child, the time of completion begins. Lift your eyes, not with natural sight, but faith refined by trial. Heavens prepare to speak. Nature will not remain silent in my presence. Look to earth. It trembles, not from wrath, but because I move, and nothing remains the same when my glory passes. Look within your soul. The silent place is preparing for divine visitation. I will not come in wind or earthquake, but in presence so profound you cannot deny it. My spirit will rest upon you, not as before, but in a new way. You will hear my voice. Your mouth will echo my words. Not only for yourself, but others. You will be my voice amid chaos. No longer bearer of vision only, but walking in reality of my declaration. Dreams once distant, I bring near. Seeds hidden in your heart, I cause them to sprout, grow, bear fruit. Season of preparation ends. Hidden years, long days of learning, enduring, waiting in silence, were not in vain. I refined you, shaped a heart tender yet strong, humble yet courageous. Now the season of revealing comes, not to exalt you, but to glorify me through you. A person world did not expect, but I knew before time began. My child, from today, do not let what eyes see or ears hear shake your heart. News, upheaval, collapse, all come. The shaking has begun. But while world trembles, your heart remains steady because you belong to something greater. I do not promise ease, but you will never be alone. My glory covers you like cloud on mountain, undivided, unmistakable. Be ready. Open your heart, step forward. What I spoke will come to pass. You, my beloved, will live in it. not hoping, but experiencing, not dreaming, but witnessing with your life. This is the moment, the hour of my visitation, the time to step into what I prepared before the world's foundation. My beloved child, when I act, it may seem sudden, as lightning flashing across cloudless sky, as downpour soaking barren ground. But to me, nothing is sudden. Everything orchestrated from before eternity. Not a single step escapes my watch. Not a moment passes without purpose. I planned, carved details, appointed hour and season. Now the season is here. Do you know this about you? Scrolls written, not by human hands, but mine the Creator. They gather no dust. Angels guard them. Messengers of my glory before me day and night, witnessing each line written by your life. No moment lived for me is wasted. Every heart obedience, every surrendered heart, every prayer uttered in tears or whispered faith, etched deeply into sacred lines. Now I open that scroll. Declare aloud across heaven and earth, not as ritual, but destiny proclamation. What was secret will thunder like trumpet. Earth responds. Creation trembles in obedience to the one who authored all. What I promised in hiddenness begins to shape, not seeds but full fruit-bearing forms. Doors once closed because time had not come, because I was shaping you, now open. When I open, no one can shut. No force, rebellion, or circumstance can hinder what I declared. You see, doors open, not by your strength, talent, or striving, but by my hand. The same hand that formed universe now moves for you. Paths once blocked by delay, misunderstanding, spiritual warfare will clear. I will do what none imagined. Build bridges across chasms, make way where none seemed. I am the waymaker, opening your future beyond all limits. My grace rests on you, not because you chased it or earned it, but because I ordained it before you knew my name. That grace is not luck. It is my hand preserving, guiding, covering you. Others may marvel at your life, but they don't know. It's not chance. It's fruit of pages written in surrender, sealed in quiet faith only I see. Prepare your heart, not with fear, but expectation. I do not merely speak, I act, not only in heaven but earth, not only in you but circumstances. This is the moment my word bears fruit. The hour you step into new season, a season of revelation, fulfillment, overflowing grace beyond all you asked or imagined. Be strong in heart. Walk forward with unwavering faith, knowing what I began, I will complete. What was once seed, now tree of life. What was promise, now legacy. You who walked in silence, now lifted in public, not to exalt self, but glorify my name in a thirsty world for true light. You have not been forgotten. You live in moment already written, a divine time when the book of your life opens, and the one who penned first line writes final word. I love you, and I am leading you into what you dared to dream. Not fantasy, but truth inscribed by eternal faithfulness. My beloved child, you live in a moment etched into age's timeline, a turning point in history shared with you, written in blood, tears, faith, perseverance. No longer silent waiting or unfulfilled promises. This is the hour I turn the page, written with action, power, unmistakable fulfillment. Many, even strong and proud, will fall, not just because world shakes, but because roots lack depth to sustain dry season. Built on fragile things, storms sweep foundations like sand under tide. Thunderous voices grow silent. Great images fade. I sift this world as one sifts grain, separating truth and exposing falsehood. But you prepared for this moment. While many scatter like birds from nests, I gather you, draw you from broken pieces, fragments thought lost. Make you whole again, not old way, but new order, strong, deep, filled with power. You will rise not with strain but courage forged in years of quiet obedience. You will not stand alone, for I lift you with mighty arm, place you where destined since before time began. You were no accident, your life not random. From the start I saw you, wrote your day's blueprint with love and wisdom. Now I position you where past finds meaning, redemption, where hurt becomes weapon to heal others. Tears water dry hearts seeking light and more. I connect you with hearts like mine. People not living for fame or notice, but pursuing truth, presence, mercy. Souls safe with. They pour into your strength, stir your calling. You no longer walk alone in faith journey. I assemble an army, bearers of my mark, warriors clothed in humility and faithfulness. As I bring right people, I remove those wearing you down. Ties you hesitate to release, I sever, not harshly but mercifully. I see wounds, confusing talks, weary promises, bonds stifling calling. Because I love you, I free you. Though it hurts, do not fear. I cut away for growth, make room for better. Do not be surprised when old unravels. Do not fear sudden exits. Do not mourn closed doors. I work, not as you expect, but profoundly, wisely, lovingly. Every movement meaningful, every departure arrival under my orchestration. Keep heart tender, eyes lifted. Do not fear shift. Do not cling to former season. It fulfilled purpose. New season buds like flower greeting dawn. You will see me move swiftly, decisively, never recklessly. You will know all endured was paving way for divine breakthrough. No force can stop. Let heart be ready. I bring you to new influence, not to shine but glorify my name. Not for praise but for my presence to flow like incense in holy temple. Through you, healing to weary, light to hidden, hope to lost souls. This is no longer concealment season. This is establishment hour. What I establish cannot be shaken. Step forward. Stretch like one prepared for sacred celebration. I, the caller, am moving. What I open, no one shuts. You will not merely live but become bridge for many to walk into my light. For you are mine, and now the world will see. My precious child, what unfolds, though it shakes your heart, redirects dreams, is not punishment, consequence, or rejection. It is protection. My hand intervenes, divine intervention marked by wisdom and love to guard you from what you cannot yet see. I close doors you longed for, not to wound, but to preserve you for what is higher, truer, yours. You don't see what lies beyond glittering exterior, but I do. You cannot foresee connections that derail soul, but I can. I don't take from you because I don't want you to have. I take because I know what drains strength, compromises faith, pulls from life's source. This separation is not rejection. It is consecration that I refine, preserve, use you as pure vessel in my hand. Now walk with those who walk with me. Not everyone called to your path. Not all understand what I do in you, and that is okay. Don't hold connections just for familiarity. Don't wait for those unwilling to move in calling. Let me choose companions, those awakening faith, not dampening, drawing you deeper, not away. Walk with those bearing heaven's vision. They need not be perfect, only humble, hungry for me. When I put my word in your mouth, speak what I give, not what pleases. This hour calls true discernment between heavenly voices and soothing lies. I seek those daring to speak truth, declare my heart's message, even if misunderstood or rejected. Never trade anointing for approval. Never silence when I urge speech. Never speak when I ask silence. Obedience in precise moment unlocks unimaginable things. You will not follow the crowd. I never move in majority's haste. My true fire not found in noisy shallows. Pursue flame, not spotlight. Crowd shifts direction. Applauds today, turns tomorrow. But flame, the true flame from me, never betrays. That fire purifies motives, consumes pretense, melts fear, leaves heart ablaze. Not for programs or recognition, but for me alone. That flame will be your light amid the darkness, your warmth during the loneliness of winter, your drive when you feel like giving up. And you will come to see that when you choose to pursue me instead of the easier path, I will cause that very light to lead others back to the path they once lost. You won't need to promote yourself because my presence within you will declare what I am doing. So, my child, allow me to cut away, to separate, to purify. Do not resist what I am peeling away. Do not cling to what I am taking from your hands. Remember, I never remove anything unless I am preparing something greater, more beautiful, and more enduring. And when the winds of change blow, stand firm. These are not storms meant to destroy, but the breath of my spirit guiding you toward the flame that never fades. This is the hour I have set you apart. This is the moment I am reshaping the path you once believed you knew. If you allow me to lead, if you seek me above all else, you will not merely survive this season. You will enter a time where I use you to transform many lives. Not because you are more special than others, but because you chose to follow me when no one else did. And that I cannot ignore. But you do. Be faithful, stay the course. Let me guide you through this season, because ahead lies a land you have never stepped into, and I have been waiting there for you for a long time. Yes, I will be your reward, my beloved child. Before your lips ever formed a word, I knew you. Even before your heart beat its first rhythm, I understood every breath you would take, every thought that would arise within you. You did not arrive on this earth by chance. Nothing about you is accidental. Every detail of your being, your personality, your voice, your deepest desires has been woven by my eternal wisdom. You are part of an unshakable divine plan, preserved through generation, revealed for such a time as this. And now, as the wind begins to rise, not a natural wind, but a spiritual one sweeping across nations, as my trumpet prepares to sound in heaven and awaken hearts, I call your name once more. Not with loud noise, but as a whisper deep within your soul. I do not speak to your ears, but to your spirit, the place that has always recognized my voice, the place never separated from me, no matter how the world has tried to pull you away. Stand firm. Let not the tremors of this age shake you. Plant your feet deeply on the foundation of my word, for it is the rock that will never move. Do not fix your eyes on the panic around you. Do not let the turbulence make you forget the promise. You were not made to drift with the headlines, nor to be swept away by the swift changes of this world. You were made to stand like a lamp on a mountaintop, like a watchtower in a field, like a soldier on the battlefield who does not retreat. Lift your eyes. Do not look down anymore. Do not seek answers in the dust. Do not let your gaze be held captive by what is temporary, for the King is coming, not as a shadowy figure of legend, but as a reality so undeniable that heaven and earth will tremble. My glory will no longer be confined to temples, gatherings, or whispered faith in hidden corners. No, that glory will flood the earth like water covers the sea, like thunder rolls across the skies, like light chasing away the dark. My name will be known from where the sun rises, where morning sparks new hope, to where it sets, carrying with it unfulfilled longing. The whole earth will know who I am. No longer a myth or an old story, no longer a private belief locked away in quiet rooms. I will make my name known through people, miracles, justice, and love. Nations will tremble, not from destruction, but from the presence of the Holy One. Proud thrones will fall when I pass by. Kings will bow, not by force, but because my glory will be so real, so complete, no heart can remain unmoved. And in the midst of all that shaking, amid the world's transformation, you, my child, will shine, not with your own light, but with the light I placed within you when I formed you. You will not need to strive to prove yourself. That light will reveal itself. When darkness comes, when despair overwhelms others, you will carry hope. When truth is twisted, your voice will declare what is right. When love grows scarce, you will be a living stream of compassion. You are part of a rising wave, not a wave of rebellion, but of restoration. I am raising a generation that will not compromise with deception, will not bow to pressure, and will not remain silent in the face of wrong. You are part of that generation, called, set apart, and anointed, not to shrink back, but to lead forward. So my child, be ready. Walk no longer in fear, but with the awareness that you are alive for this chosen moment. I am with you. I have called you. I am coming. And when I come, nothing will remain the same. The whole world will know that I am the Holy One and that you are mine. My beloved child, do not fear in the whirlwind of the last days. Do not let your heart falter when storms rise, for you are not alone. You are not standing alone on this battlefield. Know this: I have commanded my angels to encamp around you, not as passing guests, but as devoted guardians, ready to shield you instantly from every scheme of the enemy. There are battles you did not even realize you passed through because my angels fought on your behalf. There were dangers that seemed impossible to escape, yet you came through in peace. Because my encampment around you is a fortress no force can break. More than that, my Spirit, the eternal Spirit, lives within you. He does not merely walk beside you, but dwells inside you, making his home in your soul. He is the breath that keeps you from collapsing, the fire that keeps your heart burning even when cold winds blow. He reminds you of truth when the world's voices confuse you. He comforts you when no one understands your pain, and he longs to move powerfully through you, not just to help you stand, but to lead you to victory. My word is your sword, not a weapon to strike others, but a sacred tool to push back darkness, to cut through deception, to make way for truth to shine. Every time you declare my word in faith, heaven responds. When you face trials armed with my word, you do not stand empty-handed, but wield a sword that cannot break, sharper than any human idea, stronger than any false argument. And my promises, they are your shield. When the flaming arrows of disappointment, criticism, or fear come, raise the shield of faith forged from my word. Not one of my promises is in vain. Not a single word falls to the ground without bearing fruit. Though time passes and circumstances shift, my word remains, and you can find shelter in it like a fortress that cannot be breached. Hold on to the promise. Declare again what I have spoken, not to remind me, but to remind your heart that I am faithful. So then, my child, what can man do to you? They may speak, doubt, or turn their backs, but they cannot alter the plan I have for you. They do not hold your future. I am the one who authors every chapter of your life, and I do not write with ink, but with blood, a covenant that cannot be erased. If I, the creator of heaven and earth, am with you, then who can stand against you and prevail? No force, no circumstance, no voice is louder than my word. Beloved child, come near to me. Do not stand far off in doubt or feelings of unworthiness. I have called you not because you are good enough, but because my love is more than enough. I do not invite you into a cold relationship of religious duty, but into a living, intimate fellowship, a place where I speak and you listen, where you cry and I wipe your tears, where you question and I affirm. For I have many things to reveal to you, things not meant for outsiders' ears, secrets reserved for those who dare to draw near, to listen, to wait in stillness. And do not be afraid, my child, for these words are not spoken to burden your heart. I do not speak to weigh you down on a path already filled with trials. No, my words are meant to awaken what I planted deep in your soul long ago, perhaps forgotten, perhaps buried, perhaps thought to be dead. But it is still there, like a seed hidden beneath the soil, waiting for the right season to rise again. What I have placed in you, your calling, your vision, your holy passion, I am now stirring, breathing new life into it, so it may rise and blossom stronger than ever before. Therefore, my child, do not resist. Open your heart, be still, and know that I am your God. the one who calls, protects, leads, and reignites you to burn brightly, not for a moment, but for a lifetime. This is the hour of restoration. This is the hour of rising. And you, my child, are an irreplaceable part of that divine plan. My beloved child, I have known every step you've taken. I have watched you, not only when you sang praises among the crowd, but also in the darkest hours, when you sat alone in a cold room, when your hands trembled from invisible exhaustion, when your lips could form no words and your heart offered only a silent groan. You have walked through valleys, not just physical terrain, but spiritual depths, where silence weighed heavier than rebuke, where prayers seemed to vanish into the void, where you asked, "Lord, are you still there?" But my child, it was in those very moments when you felt farthest from me that I was closer than your breath. You did not need to shout to be heard. You did not need to be strong to hold on to me. As long as there was even a flicker of longing in your heart, I held you close. I was present in every unseen tear. I am not the God who arrives only when you are strong. I am the God who remains when you are weakest. You may have longed for supernatural moments, signs, wonders, radiant visions, and yes, at times I will grant them. But know this, the extraordinary in your life will not always arrive with thunder or light from heaven. More often it comes as gently as the morning breeze. It is wrapped in simplicity, a seemingly trivial conversation, an unplanned embrace, a quiet assurance in your heart that all will be well. These moments, though seemingly ordinary, are where heaven and earth intersect, where I move unseen by your eyes. The world may not recognize them. It measures success by visible victories and grand milestones acknowledged by many. But I, who see what happens in hidden places, have placed each moment with divine precision. Every seemingly mundane day you live is a note in the symphony I am composing. No day is meaningless, no moment forgotten. Every second you endure, every small choice made in faithfulness, every quiet yes to me, though unseen, is recorded as a note in the eternal melody I am writing for your life. I am the composer, not one who plays a pre-written score, but the one who authors the music. I do not miss a beat, I do not skip a measure, and I am preparing the crescendo, the most beautiful, radiant, and vibrant part of your life. No one sees it coming, no one can guess its origin, but when it sounds, those around you will be left in awe, not because of you, but because of the one who orchestrated it all in the stillness. My child, the miraculous doesn't always come in noisy form. It may arrive in mourning filled with inexplicable peace. It may be found in the act of forgiveness you choose, even while your heart still bleeds. It may come when you choose love over anger. In those small decisions, I am doing something great. So do not underestimate the days without miracles. Do not despise the moments lacking blinding light. These very things, when placed in my hands, become the foundation for what you have yet to imagine. I am still working, still preparing, still arranging, not to give you an easy life, but to lead you into fullness where your soul shines with my light, unmixed, unshaken, no longer led by emotion, but by revelation. You have been faithful in the hidden place. You have continued walking when you had nothing left but fragile hope. You thought you were forgotten, but in truth you were being hidden to be shaped. And now I am beginning to draw back the curtain on your life stage. Not so you might be praised, but so my name may be glorified through a heart that chose to remain pure in the seasons without answers. Stand firm, my child. Continue to walk in trust, for the crescendo is near. And you, the one who seemed so small, will become a melody that silences the world to listen. Not because of outward brilliance, but because of the sound of a heart that belongs to me. And that is what I treasure more than anything in this world. My beloved child, Listen closely and inscribe this deep within your heart. For this is a truth only those who walk quietly with me understand. The extraordinary I have prepared for you rarely comes in the dazzling light of eager expectation, but in the humble shadow of complete surrender. It does not explode in applause, nor does it appear when you cling tightly to your own will. No, it arrives like dew falling silently on fields at dawn, like a hidden stream nourishing roots in secret. I know you have prayed, longed, waited. At times you were certain, this is the time, this is the season. Surely it will come now. But when things did not unfold as you hoped, when the promise remained unfulfilled, you grew weary. You let go, not out of despair, but because your heart learned to release and say, Lord, if your will differs from mine, let yours be done. And in that very moment, the moment you thought you were surrendering your dream, I was preparing to place in your hand something far greater than that dream. Because my child, the extraordinary is not given to satisfy personal desires. It is given to reveal my glory through the one who chooses to trust. If you are still grasping, still calculating, still thinking you must earn it, then your hands are too full to receive my gift. But when you humble yourself, when your heart quiets from demands, when you no longer wait on your terms, then your soul becomes fertile ground, ready to receive, not because you are worthy, but because I have chosen to give. Surrender is not failure, but the mark of pure faith. When you say, I don't know how, but I believe how, but I believe you are still good at the moment you touch my heart most deeply. I do not seek the strong who rely on their own ability. I seek the tender-hearted who choose to lean on me, not because they cannot do it alone, but because they have chosen not to. And my child, the greatest thing does not come when you achieve the most, but when you trust the most. Not when you run the fastest, but when you dare to stop and ask, what do you want from me? The greatest miracles in my word did not always come with thunder or lightning, but in the quiet moment when someone surrendered, knelt, and said, Here I am, Lord, use me. Remember this, my child. True trust does not demand immediate proof. It chooses to believe first and see later. And I, who formed your very being, have never forgotten a single moment when you gave me your heart. No nod of surrender is wasted. No act of letting go is silent before me. I see, I remember, and I respond in my timing, never late, never early. So if you are in a season where it feels like what you hoped for has passed, know this, it is not the end. You may think you missed the right time, but I am the one who can resurrect time, restore opportunities, and even shift entire seasons for a trusting heart. If I have ordained something for you, no force, circumstances, people, or even yourself can undo that plan. Do not fear the silence. Do not be intimidated by the darkness. For it is there, in the place where trust is all you have left, that I will plant the seed of the extraordinary. And when it grows, no one will say it was by your doing, but all will know it was I, the faithful Lord, who accomplished it. You only need to keep walking, not burdened but surrendered, not anxious but at rest. For I am preparing something that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and hearts have not imagined. For you who chose to trust me in the days when there was no answer, stay close to me. Keep trusting, for the extraordinary is coming, not in loud noise, but in glorious silence. And when it comes, you will understand why I led you through the shadow, because it was there that your faith was forged strong enough to hold what I'm about to place in your hand. My beloved child, do you remember the days your heart nearly gave up? The long nights without a single answer? The mornings you awoke to nothing but emptiness? Do you recall the moment you whispered to yourself, maybe I can't go on anymore? I saw it all. Not a single second of those moments escaped my gaze. When the darkness covered everything and you thought I was silent, Those were the moments I was closer to you than anyone has ever been. I was not distant, watching from afar. No, my child, I was right beside you. I bent down and gathered every tear you shed. The tears no one saw, no one understood. The ones that fell while you smiled before others, even as your heart broke inside. I caught them with my own hands, storing them in the most precious vial in heaven. Because to me, the tears of the faithful, even trembling ones, are the most priceless of gems. I also heard the sighs you thought vanished into nothing. No sound from your soul was forgotten. Every sob, every weary breath, I have remembered them all. You thought I turned away. You thought the darkness proved my absence. But my child, the darkness you feel is not emptiness without me. It is the veil I spread over you to cover and hide you in protection while I prepare something great. It is not rejection, but the hiding of grace. I am not silent to punish you. I am silent so that the seed I planted in you can grow quietly. No bright light, no loud noise, just me and you. In the land where perseverance is forged and faith is proven. It is in those very hours when you thought I had left that I was working more powerfully than ever. But my work was beneath the surface, where human eyes cannot see, and hearts are often quick to doubt. I had planted the seeds of miracles, the very things you once prayed for and thought were forgotten. They are not dead. They are not lost. They are simply asleep in the soil, waiting for the perfect moment to rise. And now some of those seeds are beginning to break through, emerging, bringing new life, answers, and restoration. You may not see clearly yet, but soon you will sense the shift in the atmosphere. Like the scent of earth after rain, like the first sound of morning, what I planted is entering its season of revealing. Not because you were strong enough, but because you did not give up. Because you kept praying even when you could no longer hear me. Because you chose to love me even when your heart was torn. Because you were faithful in the dark. So now I will reward you in the light. And when those tender shoots grow, you will understand that every trial, every dark night, every tear was not in vain. They were the nourishment for the blossoming of something great. They were the foundation on which I could lay my miracle without breaking you. It was through those dark days that you learned to hear me with your heart, not just your ears. You learned to trust me not because you saw, but because you knew. So my child, keep walking. Let your heart rise with hope, not from feelings, but from the certainty that I am the one who never forgets a promise. What I have planted, I will bring to bloom. What I have begun in you, I will finish. And what started in silence will end in glory. Do not fear. Do not doubt. Keep tending the soil of your heart with surrender and trust. For harvest time is coming, and you will see what I have done, even when you thought you were forgotten. No, my dear one, you were never forgotten. You have always been loved deeply, eternally, and nothing can separate you from that love. Now is the time for you to begin to see it with your own eyes. And when you do, you will praise, not only for what has come, but because now you know I was always there. My precious child, you must understand this not as fleeting comfort, but as a truth carved into stone. I have never forgotten a single act of faith you've lived out, no matter how small. Not one quiet step, not one gentle word, not one quiet choice in the dark done for me has been overlooked. I am not a man who forgets. I am not a detached spectator, nor a cold observer. I am a father, the one who watches every beat of your heart and remembers each one that carries obedience and faithfulness. I have seen as clearly as daylight those moments when you spoke words of life amid decay and ruin. When those around you chose bitterness, doubt, and complaint, you chose to speak goodness. When your environment reeked of despair, you strove to plant hope. Even when you were weary, unsure if your words were heard, you still spoke because you believed in me. And I saw that. I heard not just your words, but the courage in your soul when you stood for light amid darkness. I also saw the times you forgave, not because the pain had passed, but while your heart still bled. You forgave when you had reason to resent. You let go of revenge while still holding evidence to justify it. You chose not to let bitterness rule, even though it felt like it broke you in half. I saw the tears behind the smile. I saw the sigh behind the I forgive. And my child, I did not overlook those things. That is the courage of the soul. And to me, it is greater than any victory celebrated in the open. I see you when you choose me above comfort, when you walk the narrow path instead of the easy wide road, when you remain unseen, faithful in the little things instead of seeking the spotlight, when you serve quietly without looking for recognition, when you obey me even though it costs you misunderstanding, rejection, or being overlooked. You chose me over applause, the authentic path over flattery, and I see it. Not only do I see it, it moves me. Those choices, the ones you think are small and hidden, cause all of heaven to pause. When you forgive, the angels lean in. When you sacrifice something precious because of your faith, all of heaven takes notice. When you remain faithful in silence, my glory covers the very space where you stand. No crowd is needed, no spotlight. It is these nameless acts that become the most beautiful love songs of a life that truly worships. I do not ask you to be perfect. I do not expect you to always be strong, but I cherish the heart that chooses me, even trembling, even through tears. I do not measure faith by success, but by faithfulness when no one is watching. I do not weigh greatness by achievement, but by the love given when no one knows your name. My child, do not underestimate what you have done out of love for me. Do not believe it has been forgotten. It has been written into the scroll of your life with eternal ink, and it is composing a symphony that will resound at the appointed time I have set. When the world looks at you and sees nothing remarkable, I see a treasure. When others see weakness, I see a warrior. When the world passes you by, I stop and call you mine. So my beloved one, keep going. Choose life. Choose forgiveness. Choose obedience. Not to see a reward immediately, but because you know this truth. My eyes see, my heart feels, and my hand will not let your labor be in vain. One day these quiet choices will shine like stars when I publicly call your name in the midst of this world and say, "This is my child, faithful in little, I will place over much." And in that moment, you will know every tear, every hidden decision. None of it was wasted. Not one. My beloved child, engrave this upon your heart. I will never leave you. Not when you are strong and not when you are weak. Not in triumphant victory, nor in quiet tears. I, who spoke the universe into being, am the one who holds your hand through every day, every hour, every moment of your life. I will walk with you through the fire. The fire may not disappear, but I will be right there with you. The flames may rise, fierce and consuming everything you thought was secure, but they cannot touch your soul. For I am your shield, your shelter in the furnace. In the blaze of trials, my gaze never leaves you, not even for a moment. I will whisper to you in the storm. When the thunder crashes, when the winds howl, when fear tries to drown out the voice of hope, I will whisper. I don't need to shout for you to hear, because your soul has learned to recognize the gentle echo of my voice. That whisper is enough to steady your heart when everything else is collapsing. I will stand beside you when the earth shakes and mountains fall. What you thought was your foundation may tremble. What you believed was forever may fade away. But look beside you. I am still there, unmoved, unchanging, unshaken. Even if the stars fall and the seas rage, I remain the one who is never shaken. My love for you is not dependent on circumstances. It is not swayed by your success or failure. It does not wear thin when you are weak. It does not increase when you are flawless. My love is unwavering because it does not begin with you. It begins with me. It is an eternal love, unbreakable and unchanging. A love that goes before you, walks with you, and waits for you at the end. So now I say to you again, never lose hope, even when the doors slam shut before you, even when those you trusted walk away, even when the dreams you poured your heart into collapse. I remain the author of your story, and I am not finished writing. You are simply in the middle of a chapter full of tears perhaps, but not the end. What you see as the end is often the beginning. I close one door not to punish you, but to open another, better, truer, more beautiful than you ever imagined. I remove someone not to leave you lonely forever, but to make room for divine appointments, those who will walk with you in the new season I have prepared. I shake the old foundations to lay one that cannot be shaken. I do not build the eternal upon the temporary. I do not use what is half-hearted to create what is whole. Sometimes, in order for you to step into something greater, I must remove what you once thought was irreplaceable. But child, loss in my hands is never the end. It is transformation. Trust me, even when it hurts, even when you do not understand, even when you stand in the quiet room and your prayers seem to return empty. Trust, because I have never failed. Not once in eternal history have I failed, and I will not start failing in your story. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. In me there is no maybe, no perhaps. In me there is only certainty, faithfulness, wisdom, and unending mercy. Every morning my mercy is made new, not because you are always right, but because I am always faithful. My grace does not wear out with time. It is poured out exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. My beloved, embrace this truth. Even if everything else changes, I do not change. Even if hearts grow cold, my love still burns. Even if you feel like you are falling apart, I see you being formed. And even when you cannot see the way forward, I am clearing the path beneath your feet step by step. So walk on. Even if it's just a small step, keep believing. Even if only a fragile thread of hope remains. Because I am still writing your story. And soon you will see the work I am doing far exceeds anything you have hoped for. I am the one who never gives up, who never forgets you, who never stops loving you. And I am speaking to you right now in this very moment. Trust me, I do not change, I do not fail. I am holding your hand, and I will not let go. Lord, in the fire and in the dark days, I long to dwell under the shadow of your wings. When the ground shakes, when all I held on to falls away, let my heart remain steadfast in you, my eternal rock. Though I do not understand the way forward, help me to keep walking, for I trust that you are still writing my story with merciful hands that never let go. Almighty God, calm my heart in the storm that I may hear your whisper. When the noise of the world overwhelms, when fear threatens to steal my peace, speak and my soul will be still. Beloved, as you carry these words close to your heart, remember, this is not the end, but the beginning of an extraordinary journey. If today's message resonated deeply within your soul, imagine the revelation still awaiting you. Don't let this moment slip away. Subscribe, follow, and join our growing community of souls walking together toward divine purpose. Every week, we share fresh insights designed to uplift, empower, and ignite your faith, helping you navigate life's storms with grace and strength. You are not alone. Here you have a home, a family, and a voice echoing heaven's whispers directly to your heart. Take a step forward now, click that notification bell, and ensure you never miss another sacred moment. Share this message with those you love, for when you uplift others, your own blessings multiply. Remember, the extraordinary is within your reach, waiting just around the corner. Together, let's continue this journey toward deeper revelation, lasting transformation, and eternal purpose. Come back, beloved. Come back often, for you are cherished beyond measure, and the best is yet to come. Amen.